Good morning, dear students. I, Professor Basavash Kuruchi, welcome you all for today's lecture of Elements of Cost and Market Analysis, Module number 2, Video number 28. In previous classes, we have studied the meaning of utility, that is, the want satisfying power of a commodity is known as utility. After that, we saw the characteristics of utility, then types of utility. After that, now we are supposed to move towards the law of diminishing marginal utility. Before going to the law, we will just see the words what have been used here, that is diminishing, marginal and utility. Diminishing means reducing, and marginal means by additional unit whatever output we get or whatever satisfaction we get, that is marginal, and utility means the want satisfying power of a commodity. Let us see what does this law speak. The law of diminishing marginal utility is comprehensively explained by Alfred Marshall. According to his definition of law of diminishing marginal utility, the following happens. During the course of consumption, as more and more units of commodity are used, every successive unit gives utility by a diminishing rate, provided other things remaining the same, although the total utility increases. Here, Alfred Marshall has given this law of diminishing marginal utility. As per this law, Alfred Marshall is trying to tell us that other things remaining same or constant, the additional unit of any commodity or additional consumption or consumption of any additional unit will give less and less satisfaction to the user. But the total utility will increase, but the marginal utility will definitely reduce. So this is the law of diminishing marginal utility. For 2 marks question may come saying state the law of diminishing marginal utility, or for 5 marks if the question comes it will be explain the law of diminishing marginal utility, or if the question is for 10 marks then it will be explain in detail the law of diminishing marginal utility. One question is for sure on this law, that is during, what does this law say is, during the course of consumption, as more and more units of commodity are used, every successive unit gives utility with a diminishing rate, provided other things remaining the same, although the total utility increases. Which means the other things will remain constant, that is the taste, the other circumstances will remain same. Along with that, when a person uses or consumes the additional units of any commodity, will give him less and less satisfaction. So as per the law, the additional unit of any commodity will give him less and less satisfaction. Let us see the explanation of this law. We can briefly explain Marshall's theory with the help of an example. Assume that a consumer consumes 6 apples, one after other. Okay, one person is using or consuming apples one after the other. The first apple gives him 20 utils. Utils means the measuring utility. Utility is measured in terms of utils. When a person is consuming 6 apples, he is getting 20 utils in first consumption. When he consumes the second and third apple, the marginal utility of each additional apple will be lesser. This is because with an increase in the consumption of apple, his desire to consume more apples falls. Okay, at a time if you eat continuously, the 6 apples one after the other, definitely what satisfaction or what utility you have got from the first apple may be definitely reduced by second apple. When a person consumes second apple, definitely the utility will be reducing for that. So here the Marshall's law states that the other things being remaining same or constant, the consumption of additional unit of any commodity will give you less and less satisfaction. So this is the law of diminishing marginal utility. Here in the previous example, we saw that one person consuming 6 apples continuously will give him less and less satisfaction. Therefore, this example proves the point that every successive unit of any commodity used gives utility with the diminishing rate, means the utility will be reducing. We can explain this more clearly with the help of a schedule and a diagram. Here, a person used 6 apples or consumed 6 units. At that point of time, he or she will get less and less satisfaction. So, when a person is say using, or when he consumed the first unit of apple, at that point of time he or she say gets less satisfaction. That is, when a person consumed first apple, he got the satisfaction or utils of 20 utility, and the total utility was 20. Further, the person again consumed second apple or second unit. At that point of time, he got 15 as a marginal utility, and total utility was 35. Second person, second time he again consumed apple. At that point of time, he got 15 as the marginal utility, and total utility gained was 35. Further, again additional unit was given immediately. The third apple, he got 10 utils as marginal utility, and total utility was 45. When he consumed fourth apple, his utility was 5 and total utility was 50. Fifth apple, when he again consumed, at that point of time there was no utility and total utility was remained 50. And the sixth unit, when he consumed, his utility was -5 and total utility started reducing to 45. So this is how the utility decreases as and when the additional unit is consumed. This schedule or this table is known as schedule for law of diminishing marginal utility. If a question comes, what do you mean by schedule of law of diminishing marginal utility? At that point of time, you should write that schedule means the numerical representation of law of diminishing marginal utility is known as demand schedule. Now, let us again move further. When we plot this this utility schedule, we will get a diagram. When a person consumed first apple, his total utility was nearby 25. When he consumed second apple, it came to 20. Third apple, it came to 15. Fourth, it came to 10. Fifth, fourth it came to 5. Fifth it came to 0, and sixth unit -5. So this is how the law of diminishing marginal utility is seen. This red line is marginal utility curve, and on this One side marginal utility is plotted and another side apples consumed is being plotted. So this is how the law of diminishing marginal utility works. In tomorrow's class, we shall see the assumptions of law of diminishing marginal utility and other things. If you have any doubts, any questions, you can feel free to contact me at any point of time. Thank you. Good day.